I want to thank a few people who have joined us today. You'll hear from some of them. First, Commissioner Michael Naft from Clark County. He's been a tireless advocate for the project and for the parking and transportation plan. This is his district. These are his constituents. We've had public forums. We've had a lot of meetings with the business owners to find out what they wanted and make sure we addressed their concerns, and Michael's been the impetus behind that, so thank you. You'll hear from him in a second. I'd also like to welcome MJ Maynard, CEO of Rtc. You'll hear for some of their plans in terms of the transportation of getting people to this location, as well as Chuck Bowling, President and CEO of Mandalay Bay, and Luxor, one of our partners, MGM, and our next door neighbor. Chuck's been a big supporter from day one and been a great friend of the Raiders. I'd also like to recognize Captain Roxanne Burke from Las Vegas Metro. She's with us today. Thank you very much for being here. Metro's been a huge part of everything we've been doing in the stadium: transportation, security, and we're excited that we're going to open the stadium to fans and have them be a presence and help provide a safe, secure environment for our fans. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge Patrick Garvey. You're starting to see more Pat G shirts all around town, and he's built a parking empire here. He came on board with MGM and with T-Mobile and developed the very successful parking plan for the Vegas Golden Knights that everybody around town has experienced for the last 3 years. And his experience and what he's brought to this project for us has been invaluable. So thanks for being on board. Before I explain a little bit more about the parking, I would like to call Commissioner Naft up. I know he has a few remarks. So Michael.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Mark. As Mark said, it was really important to me that our local community, along with visitors to the area, have a clear and full understanding of what the transportation plan will look like as we get ready to fill Allegiant Stadium with fans. I appreciate Mark's collaborative approach and the Raiders organization that they've taken over these last three years. It's been incredible. They've really taken to heart the needs of the impacted businesses in the area, the needs of the property owners, and the needs of those who live in my district and in the surrounding area. The transportation plan that will be laid out today offers something for all users, and I thank MJ and the RTC for really being part of finding solutions for all of our users in this community and for everybody to enjoy this stadium. It's also important to acknowledge the uniqueness of this stadium, its proximity to the greatest entertainment district on the planet, the Las Vegas Strip, and what that means for visitors and for our economy here in Southern Nevada. Like so many in our community, this is a conversation that I'd hope we'd been having a year ago, being able to come out and make this announcement today. But I could not be happier that we're here at this moment with a fully reopened Clark County and the most incredible stadium to lead the way in this recovery. So thank you so much, and go Raiders.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate the kind words, and again, thanks for the support over the years. As Commissioner Naft mentioned, when we were looking at locations for the stadium going back 5 years, we looked all over the valley, and when this piece of property became available, we really couldn't believe it, because its proximity to the Strip, along with being adjacent to the Strip, was just so valuable. And you start talking about all the reasons that it's valuable when you come back to the ingress, egress, and parking and transportation plan. So we anticipate, and we've surveyed our fans, and we anticipate having a good chunk of the fan base going down, starting their day on the Strip, and then coming to the game, and then ending their day on the Strip. And so what we've worked on is the bridge you see behind us, the Hacienda Bridge, will be closed to vehicular traffic and will become part of the stadium walk and the stadium experience. You'll hear from Chuck Bowling later on about some of the events they have planned down at their properties, but we anticipate a lot of the resort corridor holding events for fans coming to the games. They'll make their way down here, they'll walk across the bridge with fellow fans and make their way into the stadium. So any way you come down to the Strip, whether it be by Uber or by other rideshare partners, whether you drive and park there, whether you get dropped off there, you're going to have this fan experience of coming across the bridge with fellow Raider fans. If you are on the Strip, let's talk a little bit about RTC and the popular double-decker Deuce Bus. It runs 24/7. It has a stop at Mandalay Bay, and MJ Maynard is going to tell us a little bit more about that.
It's like he's on our team. He knows all about our service. So, on behalf of the Regional Transportation Commission, I am so happy to be here today. I think, like many Southern Nevadans, we have been waiting for the opportunity to root on our beloved football team, the Las Vegas Raiders, in person this year in Allegiant Stadium. And Mark is right, our double-deck bus is very popular. They run 24/7, 365. The Deuce itself has 57 bus stops that start in the north and downtown Las Vegas, run through Las Vegas Boulevard to the south. And as Mark mentioned, because the Hacienda Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic, if you are anywhere on the Strip, again, those 57 stops, whether you're at your favorite casino, bar, restaurant, you can hop on a Deuce bus and you can take it to the stop in front of Mandalay Bay. And it's literally a stone's throw from the Hacienda Bridge, so very convenient. We anticipate the bus running every 15 minutes or less. If we find that there is a lot of demand, a lot of customers want to experience the game day by bus to get to the bridge, to walk to Allegiant Stadium, we can scale up. So if it's really busy, we'll add more Deuce buses in to ensure that that game day experience is a good one. But we're also not just about buses at the RTC, we are also about roads and cars, because we are the regional traffic manager for the region. So we're going to be working closely with Metro, with the Raiders team. We'll have a presence here at Allegiant Stadium on site in their traffic control room to ensure that we help with the ingress and egress. We'll be able to adjust traffic signals, again, in conjunction with Metro in real time to ensure that there's a flow of traffic that ensures that even after the game, it's a great game day experience. So I want to thank Mark for the opportunity to be here today, and absolutely go Raiders.
Thanks, MJ. I want to give you a couple of facts. All this information will be on our website, so you don't necessarily need to take notes. And you see the maps behind us that have a lot of the information as well. For Uber and Rideshare, you see those denoted in blue on the map. I want to explain that this is an iterative process. So while you see the information that's present today, that's what's official as of June 3rd. But we're constantly working with business owners. We have a bunch of negotiations going on with additional properties, and as we gain more, we'll add that information to the website and communicate that to our fans and those that are coming to our games and to other events at Allegiant Stadium. So we have rideshare options both on the east, south, and northwest sides of the stadium. I want to thank the governor for the legislation he passed last week to allow rideshare to return to its pre-pandemic levels. That's obviously very helpful for the Strip corridor and will be for our games as well. We have a dedicated space west of the stadium available for taxis, shuttles, general drop-off, and pickup before and after the games. And the majority of these lots will all have shuttles, golf carts available for ADA use and to get patrons from the stadium to their lots and back and forth. There's no shortage of parking options available. The NFL, when they send out parking surveys, they usually ask for how many spaces you have within a mile radius of the stadium. And while obviously a mile is too long for some patrons to walk, most people in most NFL markets are willing to walk that far to come to the games. Again, we'll have shuttles for those that can't make the walk. But within a mile of this stadium are 35,000 parking spots. When we surveyed our fans, like I mentioned earlier, we found that we needed about 12,000. So we do feel that we have oversupply, but until we actually play games, until we actually have concerts, until we have all the events that are planned for Allegiant Stadium, we don't know. So we wanted to overcommit, and then we'll figure things out along with all of our partners that are here today and some that aren't here today, and we'll make the necessary changes. We'll listen to our fans, we'll get their feedback, and we'll understand what's working and what's not. We were always doing that at previous locations, and we'll do that here. We have 13,000 spots that are under our complete control, meaning we either own them, either on site here at lots that we've invested money and purchased, or that we have long-term leases with the property owners. Some of them have tailgating options, some of them don't. You'll get that information in a second. There's another 22,000 spots located on the resort corridor and in other businesses around this area, some of which have said we're going to handle parking ourselves, some of which we're going to control. So again, we have 35,000 spots, and it's a distributed parking plan, meaning it's not all in one single spot. And what we found in other locations at other stadiums, both in rural areas and in urban areas, the more distributed you can get, the better it is for both ingress and egress in the entire experience. You see on the maps behind me the parking fees. They range from $40 to $100 in the Raider controlled lots and the Allegiant Stadium controlled lots. They average about $75. That's comparable with NFL stadiums around the league. We did survey, like I said, we did survey our fans. I think they're going to be surprised at how affordable the parking is. They were willing to pay substantially more, certainly to park closer and adjacent to the stadium. We do encourage those that are going to drive and park and come to the stadium and be a part of that tailgating experience to come early the first few games. We know it's going to be a challenging process. We're not naive to that. People are going to come here. We're going to give them a design of where they should go, but as we like to say, water seeks its own level. And if you're driving on a path and an app or some instruction tells you where to go and there's a parking lot in front of you, you're going to say, I know a better route. And so we're going to be studying that. We're going to be prepared for that. We've talked with Metro about that and Pat G in terms of studying the trends and visualizing it from above and seeing where the bottlenecks actually occur. We're going to start selling season-long passes in the next couple of weeks. We're going to email and start with our locals. So local PSL holders will get first crack along with club seat buyers, and then we'll move on to PSL holders in other markets. So that's the process. Our service team is going to start reaching out to their accounts shortly and start making appointments. People will make a decision of whether they want to purchase a season-long pass. If they decline, they'll be given information on single event passes. If you're not planning on coming to all 10 games, perhaps you'll only buy on the single game market. So when you get to the single game market, most of those will be available on the Spot Hero app. Most people are familiar with that. They've used it for other games. They've used it for other venues. That's where those will be. We do encourage, again, if you're going to want to tailgate, make sure that the lot that you purchase in allows tailgating. The ones you're sitting on right now, the ones we own, all allow tailgating. That's about 6,500 spots that we have control that we can put tailgating in. When we were in Oakland, we had about 9,000 total spots. We had about 2,500 active tailgates going on in any particular game. So we feel, again, that we have more than enough supply here for the demand that we've seen in the past, as well as the demand that the surveys showed. So we've got 6,500 spots available for tailgating. Make sure if you purchase it that you know that you can tailgate on that lot. Otherwise, you'll show up. We don't want you to be disappointed on game day. We've spent about $50 million acquiring property, committing to leases. We add some additional money that we've put into the actual parking lots, but we've made a very significant financial contribution to make sure that we have enough capacity, we have enough parking. So in addition to our lots and the stadium-controlled lots, we know that the resort corridor is going to offer the best entertainment in the world, and they're going to look to make sure that on our game days and on other event days, there are activities for people that are on the strip before and after the games. So I'm going to invite Chuck Bowling to come up and explain what they have ready for our fans at Mandalay Bay and Luxor. Chuck?
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for inviting me here today. I want to start by congratulating Mark and the entire Raiders organization on this gorgeous stadium that's behind me here today and this world-class franchise that you have brought to Las Vegas. You've already contributed so much to the community. I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you for spending the time giving back, especially over this last year, and know this foundation you've created will be felt for years to come. Now, to say that we're all excited about the 2021 football season at Allegiant Stadium might be the biggest understatement over the last year. The return of fans to large-scale sports and entertainment represents the biggest milestone in our city's recovery. It's one of the final pieces of the puzzle of that recovery. Bottom line, we can't wait. Now, one thing I know is that Mr. Davis and Mr. Bedane have made a commitment to excitement and excellence on the field all the way to a world championship. They have also, that will only be topped by the excitement that they will create from the time the fans and the moment they arrive at Allegiant Stadium. But see, that's where the comparison to any other city in America stops, and that's where Las Vegas raises the bar. See, we're here to create weekends of memories, not just what happens over 4 hours. Now, I was at a press conference with Mark about a year ago and said to people then, and I will tell you now, I'm the luckiest person alive. Every day I drive by this incredible stadium only to look right next door and see my home of Mandalay Bay and Luxor. See, it's our job now to create the energy from the moment visiting fans arrive in the city or when local fans wake up in the morning. For many, that electric moment will begin when they arrive at these properties to enjoy the credible festivities we are planning all weekend long to eventually walk across the Hacienda Bridge to the stadium. I think we're starting traditions that will be shared for generations. And that's why last month we announced MGM Resort Stadium Walk experience and have seen tremendous response from football fans nationwide. The one-of-a-kind, only in Las Vegas experience will offer the energy and interactive environment of a tailgate party right on the Strip and the convenience of being right next door to the stadium. Mandalay Bay and Luxor will be at the center of the action, and the beer garden will offer the ultimate outdoor day getaway. We've created a number of special room and food and beverage packages, multiple on-property activations, and a variety of sports-related festivities, live entertainment options to be enjoyed throughout the season. Now, Mandalay Bay, Delano, Luxor will offer convenient valet and self-parking for local and out-of-town fans. Event day parking passes will vary by property. VIP, like Mark has mentioned, we'll also have VIP single game and season-long parking passes will also be valid at Delano. Now, we have strongly encouraged guests to take advantage of a prepaid parking through the Park Mobile app. Many people have already logged onto that app for T-Mobile Arena to make the overall experience both convenient and seamless. And Las Vegas is the leader bringing large groups together safely. As we collaborate with the Raiders and the Allegiant Stadium on events for the latter part of 2021 and beyond, security and safety of our guests, it remains our top priority. So, Mark, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you for this opportunity, and together I know we're going to create memories and traditions for decades to come. Wishing you an incredibly successful season, and go Raiders.
Thank you, Chuck. In closing, I want to thank a few people. We appreciate the support and the partnership of RTC, Clark County, Las Vegas Metro, the Nevada Highway Patrol, NDOT, our partners on the Strip, MGM, our rideshare partner, Uber. I want to thank everyone at the Clark County staff that's helped us. Nancy's been a big help, Nancy Amundsen, and a number of folks at Clark County have been supportive and helpful for 4 or 5 years running. And we hope that the plan today gives you the basic facts you need. We're here to answer additional questions. As Chuck mentioned, we can't wait to open the stadium up to fans. We've had some PSL open houses the last couple weeks. We had one last night. And so fans are getting their first chance, if they haven't been in the building for some other event or for a tour, to see their seat. And just to see people's faces when they walk in, there's a real sense of pride. This is a stadium that was built in a public-private partnership. It was built as part of this community. We're humbled by it, and we're proud that it was built on time, on budget, and it's going to be part of the resurgence of Las Vegas. But to see the fans come in there and see what was built and see what they now have in their hometown, it's a really nice moment. And when there's 65,000 people in there for concerts and for games, it's going to be pretty electric. So we thank you for being here this morning. All of us are going to stick around. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.